Etymology and historical origin of the baby name Denis. The English get the name Denis from the French Denis or Denis, which were medieval forms of Dionysius, the Latin name for the Greek god of wine and celebration, who was the son of Zeus. The name ultimately comes from the Greek Dionysos from delta iota omicron, Dios, meaning of Zeus and Nypsilon sigma alpha, Nysa, which is the name of the mountain where rain nymphs raised Dionysius. So the etymology of Denis ultimately means Zeus of Nysa. More importantly to the French, however, was the 3rd century Saint Denis, who is now considered one of the patron saints of France. He was a missionary credited with converting the Gauls to Christianity but was ultimately beheaded for his endeavors in Paris by pagan priests. It was said that Denis picked up his severed head and walked 6 miles holding it as he continued to preach his sermons, where he finally died and laid to rest. A few hundred years later, a basilica was erected to honor him at his burial spot. Additionally, the Cathedral Basilica of Saint Denis is where nearly all of the French kings were buried between the 10th and 18th centuries. Due to Saint Denis's importance to the French people, the name has been common there since the Middle Ages. It eventually spread to England through the Norman influence. The name is normally spelled Denis in the English-speaking world. Today, Denis is most popular in the county of Norway. Personality of the boy named Denis. The number 11 is a master number and embodies heightened traits of the two. This personality is on a life journey to find spiritual truth. They are extremely idealistic and intuitive. 11s have a rare and exceptional spiritual energy that brings a sense of obligation to illuminate the world around them. It's a very powerful responsibility, but these people have far more potential than they know. It's important that they surrender to higher ideals. They have the capacity to see the bigger picture, and they possess the skills to inspire others spiritually. 11s have strong diplomatic skills and can become great peacemakers. Master numbers can be both a blessing and a curse, as they walk the fine line between greatness and the potential for self-destruction. Popularity of the boy named Denis. Denis is one of the poster boys of American mid-century names, mid-20th century that is. This name was all the rage in the 1940s and 50s, which was the height of his popularity, usually a top 25 most favorite boy's name. Not surprisingly, the comic strip character Denis the Menace was created in 1951 when the name was the 17th most commonly used male name in America. However, in the 130-plus years that the U.S. government has been tracking naming trends, the name Denis is experiencing his lowest point of usage right now. What was once red hot in the middle of last century is now passé as we've entered the 21st century. Denis is no longer hip and cool, it's considered out of date and behind the times and too associated with the 1950s, a period of American history which is now long gone, and many of the names along with it, Dennis, Gary, Larry, Ronald, Donald, and Kenneth. Yes, these names are now arguably underrated and therefore underused. There will probably come a time when they return to the limelight, but for now, their fashionable days are past. One thing we found interesting. Denis is Saint spelled backwards. Of course, this doesn't make sense for the pious St. Denis of France, but it's not too far off for Dionysius, the god of wine, revelry, and basically debauchery. We think this spices up the name a bit, in a good way. Quick facts on Denis. Gender, boy. Origin, English. Number of syllables, 2. Ranking popularity, 455. Pronunciation, Denis. Simple meaning, Zeus of Nysa. Characteristics of Denis. Highly intuitive, uplifting, truth seeker, extremely bright, spiritual teacher, inspirational. Cultural references to the baby name, Denis. Literary characters of the baby name Denis. Margaret is the little nemesis of Denis the Menace, Hank Ketcham's comic series that was begun in 1951. She is a little know-it-all who reigns supreme in the neighborhood, queening it over the other kids with her glasses and her ubiquitous doll carriage. Although she is a source of great annoyance to Denis, she is sublimely confident in her plan to marry him one day. In the meantime, it is her sworn duty to correct his grammar, his manners, his habits and, in general, his existence. Denis the Menace Mitchell is the eponymous character in the comic strip created by Hank Ketchum in 1951, and was subsequently adapted to movies and television series. Based upon Ketchum's own son, Denis is a delightfully mischievous, freckle-faced little 5-year-old boy, whose antics and outspokenness always lead him into trouble. Much of the strip's humor derives from the other characters' reactions to him, particularly his gruff but secretly lovable neighbor, Mr. Wilson. Denis genuinely likes Mr. Wilson's company, along with Mrs. Wilson's baking. His behavior often exasperates his long-suffering parents, but they devotedly persevere. With his dog, Ruff, in tow, Denis rules the neighborhood, showing the ropes to his adoring sidekick, Joey, trading barbs with the self-important Margaret, who wants to marry him, and showing off Regina, whom he secretly loves. Denis will probably never celebrate that long-delayed 6th birthday, long may he live. Denis Barlow is the main character in Evelyn Waugh's 1948 satirical novella, The Loved One, an Anglo-American tragedy about the funeral business and Hollywood film community. It was made into a 1965 movie starring Robert Morse as Denis Barlow. Denis is a young British poet in Hollywood to write a script. Losing his job, he goes to work as a pet cemetery employee, incurring the horror of his fellow British expatriates. Falling in love with a funeral home cosmetician, he woos her with borrowed poetry he infers is his own and asks her to marry him after she receives a promotion, so that she can support him. Denis is not a particularly high-principled person, it appears. After the suicide of his loved one, he presides over her cremation at his place of work, all the while reading a novel. But let's not be too hard on him, he is an anti-hero at his author's behest, and as such, he does a pretty darn good job. Popular songs on Denis. Denis, You Can't Fool Me Denis, a song by Badfinger, a song by Mystery Jets. Famous people named Denis. Dennis Miller, comic/TV personality, Dennis Franz, actor, Dennis Rodman, basketball player, Dennis Quaid, actor, Dennis Eckersley, baseball player, Dennis Leary, actor/comic, Dennis Hopper, actor, Dennis Wilson, musician,